South Korean analyst predicts 642% Bitcoin price growth ceiling in next 10 years. Bitcoin price, U.S. debt, central bank BTC adoption, and more could help drive up Bitcoin demand, expert explains. Last updated August 19, 2024 at 14:30 GMT3. Author Tim Alper. Author profile share. Copied last updated August 19, 2024 at 14:30 GMT3. Why trust Cryptonews? With over a decade of crypto coverage, Cryptonews delivers authoritative insights you can rely on. Our veteran team of journalists and analysts combines in-depth market knowledge with hands-on testing of blockchain technologies. We maintain strict editorial standards, ensuring factual accuracy and impartial reporting on both established cryptocurrencies and emerging projects. Our long-standing presence in the industry and commitment to quality journalism make Cryptonews a trusted source in the dynamic world of digital assets. Read more about Cryptonews. A leading South Korean analyst has predicted a 642% ceiling for Bitcoin BTC price growth in the decade ahead. Per News One, the forecast came in a report from Kim Yoo-min, a researcher at Hanwha Investment and Securities, named Bitcoin from cyberpunk to Wall Street. Bitcoin price growth, ceilings and floors. Per News One, Kim's analysis showed that the future price of Bitcoin will rise by a minimum of 84% and a maximum of 642% on current prices in the decade ahead. The news outlet noted that if BTC prices were to rise by about 642%, Bitcoin would reach around $616,460,790 by 2034. Kim based the analysis on gold and credit default swaps, CDs related data, noting that Bitcoin also provides investors value storage and decentralization. The expert noted that Bitcoin is easier to trade and store than gold. In the modern era, a time when transactions between countries and individuals are increasing fast, the crypto market could potentially expand in size to outgrow the gold market. Kim Yoo-min, researcher at Hanwha Investment and Securities, and Kim remarked that such assumptions were becoming more probable as politicians discussed the possibility of using Bitcoin as a national reserve asset. Should Bitcoin's popularity surpass that of gold and become a serious prospect for global central bank reserve funds and investors alike, the token's upside potential could reach 577%, Kim wrote. Furthermore, Kim said that investors who hold US Treasury bonds buy CDs to hedge against the risk of the government defaulting and reduce their overall exposure to the U.S. economy. These transactions, Kim explained, function similarly to Bitcoin in terms of hedging central bank risk, U.S. debt and BTC state adoption, key factors. The analyst included calculations about the size of U.S. government debt increases until 2034, forecasting that it could rise to $600 billion in. Bitcoin investment could help hedge the risks of a U.S. government default, Kim said. However, the expert noted that other assets exist and that BTC price rises could be as little as 162% in the next decade. However, Kim suggested that the health of the U.S. economy would not be the only factor in BTC price rises in the decade ahead. The analyst said that there was a possibility that countries with poor currency stability could adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. Bitcoin has the potential to lower remittance fees and increase accessibility to financial infrastructure. Kim Yoo-min, researcher at Hanwha Investment and Securities, Kim claimed that if we assume that 10% of the annual $1.6 trillion M2 supply flows into Bitcoin over the next 10 years, the coin's upside potential is. Economists use the term M2 to refer to the amount of a country's cash that its citizens have either in their possession or in short-term bank deposits. Regulators in Argentina earlier this summer held talks with their counterparts in El Salvador about the latter's experience with BTC adoption. However, thus far, El Salvador remains the only nation in the world to have taken BTC adoption to this kind of level. The country officially adopted Bitcoin as legal tender in September 2021. Follow us on Google News.